At last, you've come back to Aruba, this little island in the southern Caribbean. And you're staying here in the newly renovated Aruba Marriott Resort, one of the most revered hotels in the country. You appreciate the sleek design, the 2 pools, the nation's largest casino, and it's smack in the middle of picture-perfect Palm Beach. The resort contains multitudes, and you spend much of your time finding new and interesting ways to chill out. You forget about the winter storms back home because you're finally here. And this time, you're going to make the most of it. "15 years ago, you came here for the first time with your girlfriend. You knew nothing about Aruba, and you only came because you scored free tickets on an airline that no longer exists. You were grad students, broke as a joke. You explored on foot. You cooked meals in a kitchenette. It was simple, joyful, a little taste of paradise. Today, you're older, middle class, and you know Aruba better, well enough to help write a book about it. So yes, you loved your time as a grungy backpacker. But this trip is different. And you plan to do things you just couldn't all those years ago. Aruba is shockingly dry, which is no good for tropical crops, but perfect for aloe plants. Aloe is one of the nation's most famous exports. And at the Aloe Factory Museum, you can see how this miraculous gel gets made. Your guide recounts the 4,000-year history of humans and aloe vera. How Europeans imported this species from Africa, and how the plant is processed into cosmetics and wellness products. They talk a lot about sustainability, something this nation excels at. You love peering behind the scenes, especially for a product that helps soothe the world. St. Nicholas is an old factory town, once home to one of the world's largest oil refineries. Today, the town has found new purpose as a haven for visual artists. Your guide is Tito Bolivar, an energetic Renaissance man who founded not one, but 2 art galleries. He's spearheaded many community projects, including public art across St. Nicholas. Today, the town has dozens of open-air murals. Artists come from around the world to paint these vintage walls. And the scenery always changes. After 5 years, each work is painted over with fresh visions. You eat, you drink, you savor the seafood, an Aruban specialty. But there's so much more. This island has hundreds of restaurants, representing 90 ethnicities. Each menu speaks to the history of Aruba, The many peoples who anchored here and brought their own cooking styles. Nations commingling on every plate and in every glass. Think of a water sport, and you can probably do it in Aruba. These waters are busy with boats and boards, kayaks and kites, just the way you like it. So, what do you do in a sea that's this warm and clear? You go snorkeling. You frolic with fish. You circle a shipwreck. But the best are the sea turtles. Drifting on tides, just as they've done for 100 million years. This is the memory you'll most cherish, the image you'll return to and recount to friends. A mystical moment you never imagined happening in your lifetime, yet feels so normal here, on this one happy island.